Andrew Tate went on the Piers Morgan Uncensored show and was pressed. Let me tell you something. Andrew Tate's having an identity of crisis. His worlds are colliding. He's a convert to Islam while being a UK half man, half white, half black man. I believe still a citizen of the UK, and is playing to his audience, which is like very nationalistic. And by the way, in these areas, I would agree with him. We should have better borders. We should have better ways that people can come over, while at the same time turning off his new Islamic audience.
Wow.
And in this entire situation that's happened in the UK, he, like many people, got some facts wrong about what happened, which has led Piers to really press him on this.
Whoa.
And it was incredible to see this. Heads up, this is very sensitive information.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Explicit.
All right, Piers is basically giving him an opportunity to apologize for getting the very basics of the facts wrong.
I did say that, but you don't read it out.
It shouldn't be happening.
No,
you didn't. You told your millions of followers, and it was seen by 15 million people, this video, that it was an illegal migrant who had committed these crimes. That was a lie. Are you prepared to apologize for that lie?
It was a migrant, as opposed to an illegal migrant. So I was incorrect.
It wasn't. He was born in Wales.
As opposed to an illegal migrant. Well, this is where we have the false dichotomy.
He was somebody born here and was legally allowed to be in.
Tate said we have a dichotomy of views. I don't know how someone could be born in a country and you still call them a migrant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look up the definition of migrant for me. Because, again, multiple critical thinking here. Put on your big boy hats. Multiple things could be true at the same time.
Yeah.
There could be bad policies in the UK and in America around immigration, while at the same time words still mean words. Okay, words still mean things. So the definition for migrant is a person who moves from one place to another, especially in order to find work or a better living condition. Okay, so this person who committed this awful attack and the deletion of these, precious young girls was not that. He was born in the UK.
Also, technically would just be cleared by saying migrant family.
You can say migrant family.
And totally.
But his parents are citizens, I believe.
They're citizens, but they immigrated.
They immigrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Country. Do you accept that?
This is where we have the dichotomy of views, which I explained to you earlier on. I explained to you why they exist.
Do you accept he was legally permitted to be in the country?
I'm happy to repeat myself if you don't understand. But when you don't give people a political outlet and they're trying to protect their children, they're going to go to extreme measures such as, I don't want anybody who looks like they're from anywhere else around me because I do not feel like the police can protect me anymore. And I feel like I have more in common and more in synergy with the people who think like and act like and look like me. That's what's going to happen.
Right.
This is not me advocating for anything. This is human.
Dichotomy of views sounds a whole lot like my truth.
That's funny.
We got a dichotomy of views. No. He's not what you say is. Yeah. No, but we got a dichotomy of views. That sounds a lot like my truth. How dare you challenge my truth? That's just my truth. That's my lived experience.
Now I have a question for you. His point was that when you don't protect people, they just, or what he said right there, I'm not saying I agree with this. When you don't protect people, like the government not protecting the people of the UK, that they're going to default to, well, then I don't want to be around any of the people that look like that because I can't trust them and the government's not going to protect me. Do you think that's true?
I think that's tribalism. I think that's how everyone is. I think that, again, and the irony is people don't see the parallels of this to the BLM 2020 situation.
Yeah.
That is, the parallels are strikingly similar. People feel like they've been historically mistreated by police. You could point to the data today, but that is their lived experience and their dichotomy of truth. So they don't want to have interactions with law enforcement. Yeah. So therefore they want to defund the police. Awful, terrible, dumb policies. Not based on any sort of actual firm foundation. But that's how people felt. And there is something there historically with how certain communities, specifically poor communities, have been treated by police historically. So their lived experience is that of such where they don't trust police and they want to defund it. Bad, and all that has been basically debunked, where like most people from these communities don't want to defund the police. So now he keeps saying dichotomy of views when in reality, there's still a reality. It's still an objective truth.
Yeah.
Right? So can I understand that people in their state of feeling disenfranchised feel a way that's irrational? Absolutely. To do things that are bad. Absolutely. I totally get it. However, that's not the same as what Andrew Tate is saying. He's saying something different.
Yep.
Nature, sir. This is human nature that you were trying to deny, so you can sit here and virtue signal.
You spreading lies.
This is the truth. This is human
You
nature, which
literally
is the bottom
spread a
line
lie.
truth of things. If the police kept people safe like they do in Dubai, you could have a multicultural society. In Dubai, you have all different cultures, 80% immigration. Everybody praises it as a beautiful place to live because it is safe, because the police keep it safe. When the police fail to protect little girls, you can't walk down London Bridge without getting. You can't wear a nice watch without getting robbed. You can't walk on your
Why
phone
don't you
without
just
getting
answer my
stolen.
question?
Houses are broken
Why
into.
don't you answer?
So I was just in London in November, and I was able to walk down London Bridge, and I was out with my family. And you have to obviously exhibit some form of wisdom and like caution in any major city.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like there's these like stats left and right of just random people, right? So I think Tate is intentionally leaning into this fear mongering. Right now, is crime up? I'm sure it is. It's up in most major cities, but not quite the same thing that as he's presenting it. Go ahead.
When the police
No, you're
fail to
not.
protect anybody, you're going to see.
Why did you lie?
Yes, they are. They fail
and
on
are
every
you prepared
level.
to apologize? Why did you lie?
I've already
and are you
answered and said I
prepared
was
to apologize?
incorrect saying he was an illegal migrant. He was a migrant. And I'm not going to apologize to anybody who stabbed 3 little girls. Perhaps that's your business, Piers. That's not
He
mine.
wasn't a
As far as
migrant.
I'm
He was
concerned,
born
this
in
person should be
Wales.
solitary for the rest of his
He
life.
was born in
Well, This
Wales.
is where the dichotomy comes in. The dichotomy I've
There's no
explained to you 3
dichotomy.
times that you failed to grasp because your mind is
Oh,
not,
I grasp it.
Your mind
I
is
grasp
not
it. You don't think
advanced
people
enough,
born
sir.
in the United
You
Kingdom are
don't.
British? Do you now accept that when you said on the 29th of July that there was an illegal immigrant who had perpetrated this crime, that you were wrong?
I accept. It looks like the facts of the matter say, in fact, it was a migrant instead of an illegal migrant. However, there's a huge number of crimes committed by illegal migrants. And
What is wrong with him? Why can't he just say, you know what? I got that wrong.
This is like
He was not a migrant. However, it does seem like the reason why we jump to the conclusion is because this has happened before, and therefore this is why people feel this way.
Yeah.
In the same way, the Olympics happened. That wasn't a trans person. That was an intersex person. But because of all the goofiness in sports, I understand why people jump the gun to that.
Yeah.
Right? I get it. But that you're still humiliating and wrong on something. All you have to do is just apologize and say, yeah, sorry, sorry, Piers, I got that specific fact wrong. This is why I got it wrong. You got to acknowledge the broader context.
Yeah. 100%.
still think the country's not safe as long as they're allowed to come into the country.
Fine. And is your position that somebody born in the United Kingdom is not British?
This is a great question.
Now this, I'm going to have to give you a 30-second answer to, Piers, but this is going to be a very important conversation for decades to come, so please hear me out. The UK and the Western democracies are the only countries in the world where we will accept somebody born in the country, even if they have a different genetic lineage, are from that country. If you are born in China and you are not Chinese
You
by
said all
appearance,
this.
they will
You
never
said this
consider
earlier,
you
but what do you
Chinese.
think? What do you think?
Let me answer. But it's not about what I think, sir, because there's a dichotomy within inside of the Western democracies, and this is extremely clear. If you do believe that somebody born in the country, irregardless of their genetic lineage, is from that country, the only way you can have a society function in this manner.
Did you catch it? He said, from that country. Piers never made the argument that they're from that country. He said, are they a British citizen?
Yeah.
He's moving the goalpost.
Mm.
Obviously, if someone comes over here from another country,
They're not from the country.
they're
Yeah.
not, they're genetically not from the country, obviously, but are they a citizen? Is someone born in America an American?
Country. The only way you can have a society function in this manner is if all people are fairly politically represented and if there's no two-tier policing. If you're going to allow anybody to turn up to a country, be born, but come from that
So
country.
Tate moved the goalpost. He didn't answer the actual question. He moved the goalpost because the question was, are they British? Not do they come from British lineage?
Yeah.
And then goes to two-tier policing, which there's probably a precedent for that. There's probably mistreatment. There's probably different policing. All that's true. But he's like slithering out of any accountability in this conversation, which is oddly enough as much as he preaches about personal accountability.
Yeah.
Get preferential treatment in the political system and the judicial system, you are going to have outrage and you are going to have riots. If we're going to accept, sir, that people who are born inside of the UK at any point are from there, and that is their country, then it's even more important that Keir Starmer represents everybody. He doesn't stand up and
Fine,
spit
but just to
vitriol,
answer
which
my
is going to
question.
engulf flames.
But to answer
and
my
more
question-
important that we do not have two-tier policing like we've been witnessing.
Fine. I completely agree there should be no two-tier policing. Everyone should be exposed to the force of the law in exactly the same equitable manner. But just to be clear, do you personally, Andrew Tate, believe if you're born in the United Kingdom, you're British or not?
Personally, I don't think my personal views have anything to do with it. I think they don't.
That's great. Real quick. British can refer to both nationality and ethnicity. So like someone in the chat said, it doesn't make them of British/Anglo descent. And I was like, was British ethnicity? So it is kind of a hard question because then
maybe because I'm thinking in
ethnicity-
America. In America, if you're born in America, you're an American.
Well, and it's very clear and cut and dry with America because we are a melting pot.
But I
which
think
is
they
like-
have. Yeah, that's true. We are multicultural.
Yeah.
by
the nature.
design, but by nature, right?
Yeah,
if a country has birthright citizenship and you're born in that country, you have the right to citizenship. It's fairly straightforward, right? People are saying Europe is a different dynamic. So then what about all the, folks from Jamaica that have been there for generations? What about all the folks from other parts of the world that have been there for generations? When I went there, it wasn't just Muslims and whites.
The UK does not have territorial birthright citizenship.
But children born in the UK may automatically become British citizens if certain conditions are met. Born on or after
July 1st, 2006. So he wasn't.
He was 17. Right?
17
18.
2006.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. If he was born in 2004, he'd be 20. So if he was born in 2006, he'd be 18. If one person
and he was 17.
Yeah, so. Born after one person was a British citizen at the time of birth, born between 1983, if one person was a British national at the time of birth, born before 1983, if the father was British or a citizen of the United Kingdom. So they don't have that. Okay, so fair enough. Born after June 21st, if both citizens were eligible, status of the AU settlement scheme.
And it is hard to say. So like Piers could have clarified his question better if he just said British citizen, but he said British. So now you get to play with the ethnicity versus nationality, with the not having birth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So someone said, when I lived in London, they said non-white people were not English, but British. Includes everybody. Okay, so that must mean something. So Google, what does it mean to be British? So what does it mean to be British? Because maybe that word means something else.
Refers to the people of Great Britain or their descendants, and is often used as the British. Great Britain is a large island off the northwest, east, all the stuff we know. England, Wales, and Scotland are all together, which form the UK. British people can also refer to citizens of the British overseas territories and the crown dependencies. Describe something as relating to Great Britain, the British, or the original people of Britain. So it
sounds like the greater kingdom, the greater Great Britain. If you're there and you were born there, you're British. Is that fair?
Okay. I think so, because it seems like the people of Great Britain. So if you're born there, or their descendants. So yeah, it does includes both. It's not. Yeah, it includes both.
All right, let's go back to the Piers Morgan thing.
They'll just distract from the point I made. The point I made is that
literally put your personal views out morning, noon, and night. So why are you dodging the question?
Because I don't think my personal views are that interesting. I think I could say my personal views, yes. I believe if you're born in the UK, then you're from the UK.
Checkmate. 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 Oh my gosh. So then he's just pontificating. He is the thing that he despises. He's just pontificating on the internet about random stuff.
This is like college.
My personal views don't matter. So now we're just talking about hypotheticals.
Yeah. But what if?
But what if?
Life is full of what ifs for them.
Yeah.
However, you do. Okay. Fine. No. You've answered the question. You believe they are British. So after that long speech, you agree with me. If you're born in the United Kingdom, you're British. Now, the other thing I want to get clarity on is this. This tweet from your friend Nick, as you call him, who's actually a white supremacist,
It doesn't matter what I
Nick
think,
Fuentes.
Piers. It matters what the people who are rioting are
Fine,
thinking.
you made that
And
point.
This is why
I wanted to know what you think.
Question,
Fine.
because you're trying,
I just asked you what you thought.
Moment. You're trying to deflect.
I saw a gotcha moment.
He got you, though.
Yeah, and Andrew
Andrew
Tate's kind of admitting to like groupthink here.
He's totally admitting to groupthink.
Which is like, well, it doesn't matter what I think, but if whatever the people opinion is, I'm going to defend that opinion because I need to attract 15 million views.
Right. And this was happening on the left for the BLM people. There was Christians caping for that sort of behavior.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, like, I would never go right, but I mean,
it's like, what are we talking about?
Like, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That is groupthink. That is the epitome of groupthink. So now all of a sudden it's inverted and everybody has double standards all of a sudden. Like all of a sudden rioting is cool, or it's like it's not as bad as you think it is.
That's what I think. You're right.
Okay.
That's what I think. But the people who are rioting think otherwise. So I'm trying to explain to you how they think, so we can give them a representation to prevent the riots happening again. I can understand other points of view where it seems you cannot.
You've answered the question.
Sure.
You've answered the question. Let me now answer this one simply. When you retweeted the white supremacist Nick Fuentes, who you call Nick, on the subject of the riots, and he said it's clear that not only are these protests being amplified and directed by Zionist plants on social media, do you agree with what he said? Is that why you retweeted it?
I agree with the latter point about how everybody's going to lose their freedoms.
What about the first point I've just read out? Do you agree with that?
Well, I don't have to agree with every single point of a tweet. I can agree with the end result of a tweet.
This is getting petty.
He shouldn't have retweeted Nick Fuentes. Why would you?
Without Nick Fuentes?
Yes. About Zionists pushing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, big L to Andrew Tate. Big props to Piers Morgan. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And be sure to check out this video that YouTube is recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.